So today we're going to rebuild the Diamondbacks, who a couple years ago made a couple moves thinking that they'd be able to compete in the West, and those moves didn't pan out at all. Mad Bum being kind of the one where you're looking at it going, oh boy, that's bad. So today we're going to make them a force in the West, better than the Dodgers, better than the Padres, better than the Giants, and of course better than the Rockies. Let's get into it. So talking about this team, you've got Zach Gallen, who I definitely consider the ace of the rotation. You know, you look at his 2020, you can see that the talent is there. He's got the ability to be good, even 2019 too, when he came over from the Marlins. I think that was the trade. And then you look at 2021, a little bit of a drop off. You know, you can see the runs went up a little bit. He also pitched some more, but the whip's not a bad spot. Mad Bum though, good Lord, this deal has not worked out. Yikes. And then you got a couple other question marks down in the pitching department. Zach Davies as a Cubs fan. Woo! Man, that's not a good pickup. Anyways, you look at some of the other guys. There could be some decent arms. You know, Bryce Jarvis, Blake Walston's kind of the highlight of the pitching prospects. But, you know, is Oliver Perez really someone you want at 40 years old, wheeling and dealing in your bullpen? It's not that he's bad. It's just like he's not the same Oliver Perez. You know what I mean? Keone Kela, when healthy, can be good. It's just there's been some question marks about his personality in the dugout and a couple things like that. And then you look at the rest of the bullpen and it's just like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? There's some question marks for sure. I'm also looking at some of these guys going like Mark Melancon. I know it's a 2-year deal, but I could definitely see him dealt at the deadline as a player to try to get something in return. Carson Kelly's not a bad catcher to have. I'm not too familiar with Adrian Del Castillo. I've seen his name pop up, and like I just never really looked into him. So like let's do that right now. Where is he? He's 17th on the prospect list for the Diamondbacks, and like I'm looking at his numbers. This year he's off to a really cold start. Last year he was okay. He was okay. So like we'll see what happens with him. Christian Walker at first. Seth Beer is kind of like the DH for the team this year, and he got off to a pretty decent start first couple games. Ketel Marte's extension I thought was a great bit of business. I think that's a good player to build around. Josh Rojas, solid. Never gonna be the creme de la creme, but you know what? He's solid. Shortstop, Jordan Lawler. That's who I was looking for. Jordan Lawler is that guy for the future. Nick Ahmed, clearly just like he's good with the glove. He's great with the glove. It's just not a guy you want to build your future around. I know they brought in Alcantara from the Cubs, so you have Perdomo. So you've got a couple younger shortstops, but I think Jordan Lawler is definitely that future. Peralta, I could definitely see leaving this year with the deadline. A guy that tried to get something in return for him. You're not going to get something crazy good, but I definitely think you can get an okay prospect for a lefty bat that is becoming a free agent at the end of the year. Outside of that, left field's a little bit of a question mark. Center field, Corbin Carroll, Alec Thomas, 2 top 100 prospects in all of baseball. I think that's the future you're looking for. Christian Robinson, if he can keep the off the field issues to a minimum, you've got a decent player here. You just gotta get him on the straight and narrow, right? The whole assaulting an officer, not the best thing. And then in right field, a couple question marks. I don't know who this Dominic guy is either. Dominic Canzone. I gotta look this up. This is another name that I've seen recently that I just haven't really taken a gander at. What's he up to this year? He's actually off to a really hot start this year. And looking at his career numbers in the minors, kind of good. Is this guy like kind of good? We'll have to wait and see. But I mean, could be an outfielder for the Diamondbacks that are a little bit under the radar. So yeah, looking at the team, definitely some question marks right now. I think I'm definitely gonna leave it as is. It's just I don't really know what to do with this team right now. Honestly, I think we're gonna make some moves at the deadline just to kind of shake up some things, get rid of some of our bigger contracts. Like if someone will take Mad Bum, fantastic. If I can get Ahmed off the books, that'd be great. Actually, I might keep Ahmed just because his contract expires next year, and that's when I start to think I'll get some of these youngsters in the team. But like Melancon, I'm probably gonna trade. I'm gonna make some moves at the deadline, but we got to worry about the draft first. All right, and like the Diamondbacks, they were bad, so we're gonna have a good pick. And seeing that they went with a reliever first makes me super happy because that means I've got any pick of any player that I want. Oh, Mike Roberts. The strap, not the chin strap. What's that called? Whatever it is. the little whatever. We've got Armas as well. Oh man, this is really gonna bother me that I don't. Soul Patch. Is that a soul patch? I guess that's a soul patch. Yeah, that's what he's got. We've got Nino Armas, who looks crazy good. We've got Fritz Watson. He looks good. We've got a draft right here. I'm telling you. Kurt Kullenberger. What a name. He looks solid. Castillo looks solid. I mean, this is a juicy looking draft. I'm trying to think, what do we need? We've got Carson Kelly, and honestly, I feel like Carson Kelly is an okay player to have, but like, man, that is a good looking catcher. That's a good looking catcher. First base, a little bit more of a question mark. Like Seth Beer, he's good, but is he the guy to go forward? Same thing with Christian Walker. We do have Pavin Smith, but it seems to be like he's more of like a utility player. And these stats are like crazy good. Like Watson's okay. He just looks like a really well-rounded guy. I'm torn between the catcher and the first baseman. And catcher, he's really slow, 35 speed, so that kind of makes me think he doesn't really have the best of arms either. 5'10", so maybe like a... Ooh, I don't know what we could turn him into. Not a lot of power either. I'm going with the first baseman, Armas. We'll do it. It doesn't look like I really scouted much else, so I'm just going to guess for the rest of the draft, and I'm just going to show you who I have at the end of it. All right, so the Rockies got Mike Roberts, and he looks great. He really does. The fielding, the reactions, the rest of the stats look pretty bad fielding-wise. Not a lot of speed either, but he's got crazy good hitting stats. Really, really good hitting stats. Like, he is going to be good. I just don't know where I would put him. Like, 5'10" isn't ideal for a first baseman. Doesn't really have the arm to play in the outfield, but he does have the fielding and reactions. So like at 5'10", maybe like a third baseman. I mean, maybe a super slow second baseman. If you really wanted to try to stretch him into an outfielder, I guess you could. But instead, I'm going to go over here to our picks. And we did so well, especially for not scouting anybody a lot. Yes, look at Armas. That is a win. 91 potential as well. Huge. Also 6'3". That is my first baseman. Howard Malone, 86 potential, a shortstop. That's probably going to make him a third baseman with his arm at 5'11". But yes, solid. We've got Jarrett Branch, another third baseman with the contact stats through the roof. We've got Karlik, a reliever, 54 overall. Going to take some time to develop, but he looks good. 75 for trainer, potential-wise. And Roderick Irwin. The look... The name, I'm sold. Get him into the team. 75 potential. I like it. All right, so apparently the Braves want an outfielder, especially a left fielder. So I'm going to give them Alcantara and Peralta. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get Kyle Muller from them. Yeah, I think that's a good trade. I got more trades that I want to do, though. Apparently we can get Alex Reyes from the Cardinals. I'm close to Genesis Cabrera, but like I'm looking at the stats. They're basically the same. I'm going to go Alex Reyes instead for Oliver Perez. I mean, sure. I'm going to pick up Andrew Painter from the Phillies for Melanson and Ahmed. And I think that might be it for the moves that I did want to do, I think. Oh, I wanted to get rid of Kayla too, because he's already starting to kind of go down, but also go up. And if I can get something for him, let's do it. All right, so I wasn't able to trade Kayla. I couldn't find a good trade for him, so I'm just going to keep him. So our pitching rotation with Muller now, and Reyes is okay. And then I signed Conforto to a deal for the rest of the season. As you can see, he's been chilling in free agency. Signed him for a $7 million, whatever. And then I also signed Asdrubal Cabrera just to be a backup because we needed one more player. And I'm looking at it. We've got Dominic. I'm going to call it Canzoni. I mean... We'll call him the Calzone. We'll call him the Calzone. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how he progresses because he actually looks pretty good. There was also another guy, Buddy Kennedy. I looked up his numbers. He actually looks kind of good as well in the minors. He's definitely getting boosted quite a bit overall wise because of his fielding, because his hitting stats aren't that great. But he could be another guy that we keep our eye on moving forward for the team. So I don't know if they're really going to be this good in real life, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. So yeah, that's the team. I also called up Keenan Middleton, and I think that might be it. I think that's it. I wanted to let the prospects develop further in the minors before I started calling them up and everything like that. So let's do it. Let's just see how the rest of the season plays out. All right, 65 and 97. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I expect. Team's not good. So league leaders, what do we got here? Ortega, What? And the potential went up? If the Cubs don't sign him, I might bring him in for a year, play center field or something for us, because we could use a cheap little option. Corey Seager on the other side with the average. What else we got going on here? Anybody else? Doubles, Miles Straw, Turner, O'Neill, Javi Baez with the triples, and then Vlad and Soto are your home run leaders. Awards, Freddie Freeman, your MVP, along with Jared Walsh. Really? Jared Walsh, okay. Garrett Cole and Max Scherzer. I almost said Matt Scherzer. Max Scherzer winning Cy Young. Joe Ryan. Okay. The Twins' potential, he actually has some potential about him. I think Joe Ryan's going to be a really good pickup for the Twins, pitching-wise. And let's see what else we got. Hendricks, Devin Williams, relievers of the year. O'Neill Cruz beating out Seiya Suzuki for rookie of the year. And then Joe Ryan, who's, again, in the Cy Young race, wins rookie of the year. So here we are. What do we got going on here? Gallen, solid. Okay, so if we can lock him up past his arbitration, awesome. We'll keep him. That's our ace. Mad Bum, yikes. I mean, he's going up in rating, but at the same time, we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. Merrill Kelly wasn't terrible, but the big issue with him is he's decreasing very, very quickly, so I'm probably not gonna bring him back, even on arbitration. Luke Weaver as a 4 isn't terrible. And that's not what you want to see, especially for a guy we just picked up. Corbin Martin, I think we'll give him a shot in the rotation. Those numbers aren't too impressive, but I'm thinking honestly, Luke Weaver might be our, oh man. Oh boy. We're in trouble. Ah, man. Pitching. Yeah, pitching as a whole, just Davinsky was good. Wendelken was fantastic. Love to see that from Wendelken. Kayla was what happened? And then, this is a mess. Gallen looks good. I think Luke Weaver in a 4 spot is not bad. But then what do we do with Corbin Martin? Kyle Muller, I'm noticing only has 62 stamina. So maybe it goes like this. The 62 stamina could be an issue. What? Ooh, hold on. 62 stamina, in real life, probably not a big deal, right? You get 4 or 5 innings. He's more of an opener where you're going to turn to your bullpen, but he's a really solid arm to have. But I'm looking at this going, what if we make him a really good reliever? I know we traded David Peralta for him, and you're probably looking why would I trade a reliever for David Peralta? But you know what? Or just make him a long reliever, and then we go Weaver, Corbin Martin. I mean, I'll definitely try to make him a starter once more. So maybe it ends up being like this for one more year. And then we just kind of solidify the bullpen, because the bullpen was super disappointing this year. We've got some good players to look forward to here. Seth Beer had a quiet season. Yikes. Hate to see that. Who else got sent down? Another player didn't he? Because there's 2 missing. So who else got sent down? Am I blind? Diaz? No, I don't. Did he get sent down to AAA? I don't know who I'm missing here. I'm missing something. What position is it? Right field? Who is right field for us? I don't know. I gotta figure it out. It's gonna bother me. Pavin Smith. Holy cow, Pavin Smith. Yeah, he was pretty bad too, huh? Yeah, he was pretty bad. Okay, there it is. All right, Asdrubal Cabrera, bench bat, signed him halfway through the year, whatever. Anybody else that was kind of good? Obviously Luplo is only someone you want versus lefties. But outside of that, not great. Okay, Rojas, definitely want to move him down in the lineup a little bit. I'm going to give him more chances. He's got beat potential. He's going to increase in rating. So I think I'm okay with that. Wow, that's bad. Ketel Marte was really good. He's kind of our star to build around. That's great. Christian Walker wasn't. Conforto, not bad. If I can get him for cheaper than $7 million or around the same price to play right field for us, it's probably not the worst. Dalton Varsho wasn't terrible either. It's just the deep potential. Realistically, not going to see much more from him. Carson Kelly, kind of, not ideal. And then Perdomo, man. Okay, so either we play the long game, we wait and we wait and we wait for these prospects to develop, or we kind of speed up the process, start to spend some money and get this team to be a little bit better, or a little bit of both. We could do a little bit of both. Where though? Conforto, how much do you want for a season? $5 million? I'll give you $6 million. Make sure this deal happens. And that's a right fielder that we can use for $6 million. I'm okay with that. Davinsky, can I get another year out of you? Just one more year. I'll give you the bullpen role, not the closer role. I'll give you a bullpen role. I'll give you 3.5. If you don't take it, I'll turn to somebody else. And then Ian Kennedy at 38, no. Kadrubal? Asdrubal Cabrera at 37, no thank you. No thank you. And Kayla was bad. How much does he want? Not a lot at all. I'll get, oh yeah, for $2 million. What about a 2-year deal? We'll make it $5 million and we'll do a little club option. Do that. And if it goes poorly, we let you walk. But for $2.5 million for a reliever who could be really good, I think I'm okay with that. All right, let's see how much money we have to work with. All right, so Davinsky didn't sign, and I'm looking at this team going, we could use a little bit of help. I'm thinking maybe Luke Weaver moves over here, or we keep Corbin Martin over there. We'll kind of see. Like, I like Luke Weaver. He's developing as well, so like he looks like he could be a really solid option. I got to figure something out, right? I have to. There's got to be some scenario where this all works out. It probably involves Mad Bum leaving also to open up a spot. But I'm also kind of looking at this going, our bullpen doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look great. I'll definitely say that. It doesn't look great, but it doesn't look bad either. I'm going to try to bring back Davinsky for another year. And then there's a lot of question marks. Like Jose Herrera should not be in right field. I just moved him there because I was trying to figure out who's going to be in that position. So honestly, I need a left fielder. I don't think we have one ready just yet. Because I'm thinking we rotate these two based on matchups. Conforto versus righties, Luplo versus lefties. The Calzone, not too far off from being ready. Corbin Carroll, same thing. I'm going to move him up to AAA. But these two, probably late call-ups this coming season. You know, Christian Robinson, probably the same thing. He doesn't play all those secondary positions. It's just the outfield. But I'm looking at this going, we could use a left fielder. We definitely need a left fielder. Could also use a center fielder. If I really wanted to, I could move Ketel Marte back there. A shortstop, probably a placeholder, or I could just rock with Perdomo. Buddy Kennedy might get a chance this year. Ooh, I mean, Armas looks really good, but I'm gonna let him develop for a year. So yeah, there's a lot of holes in the lineup right now. And so like Seth Beard gets called up. We probably rock these two for another year. Yeah, I think Ketel Marte going back to the outfield makes the most sense. It just does. It just does for the meantime, at least for this year. And then I can rock with Rojas at second. I can have Kennedy at third, and then we just sign a left fielder. And who do I want in left field right now? JD Martinez, bring him back. Didn't JD Martinez play with the Cardinals? Not the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks? I thought he did. Am I making that up? I thought he did. Yeah, he played in 2017 with the Diamondbacks. Okay, I wasn't wrong. He did. It was this total year. So we could bring him back, play DH. I could go with Benintendi, a young player that could help us out. I guess not that young, 28. I guess, hey, you know what? I'm 29, so 28 isn't that bad. And I mean, otherwise it's like what? Judge, Nimmo, Duvall, Witt. I mean, Judge would be kind of a fun one. Ooh, Judge would be fun. I'm kind of in on that. I'm gonna see if I can even get him though. That's the big thing. That's gonna be tough. And then I think a pitcher makes sense. Yeah, I think a pitcher makes sense. All right, so a Judge and a starter. Where do we go with the starter though? Someone that's new, someone that we haven't gotten before, someone that, or I haven't gotten in a while. Nola, no thank you. Kershaw, no. Maybe Musgrove. I don't think we've gotten him recently. He's looking for a 4-year deal. I'm down. 453, that puts us in first. I don't think that's going to be good enough to get the deal done, but that's basically what we can afford. So that's my moves this offseason. It might work out, it might be terrible, but I think those are what helps us out the most out of all of the moves that we could make. I mean, like Trey Turner, yeah, that's cool. Max Muncy, yeah, that's cool too. Tim Anderson, like Wilson. I'm looking at these names and I'm going, let's sort that outfield spot. Let's get a good pitcher in, and then Davinsky helps us out a little bit too. So let's hope that it works. Here we go. All right, we missed out on Aaron Judge. He went back to the Yankees. Gallo went to the Dodgers. Yeah, it's going great. So instead, I went with Benintendi, and it looks like he signed, which I mean, I could have gone Nimmo, but I used him in my Rangers rebuild, so I didn't want to redo it. And holy cow, my nose is like, is running a little bit. And I'm like, oh man. Woo. But David Peralta is available, and like he wasn't bad last year, but he wasn't. Oh, he was actually pretty bad last year. So I would love to bring him back. The freight train, you know, definitely kind of one of those. I would say kind of a D-back. I don't want to say a legend, but he's one of the fan favorites for sure. And then when you look at some other guys that are available, like, is David Dahl really worth it? Anybody else that's kind of chilling here? I mean, Harold Ramirez, how many games did he play? All games, and he put up those numbers. I was gonna say maybe he's worth a shot. Maybe Jock, is he worth a shot? I don't know. I just feel like we got Benintendi. That's my left fielder. I said that, what is this? DH? Oh, I guess that could be Seth Beer, but we could go out and maybe pick somebody else up. Who could we get? Who mash? JD Martinez. Oh, JD Martinez like fits that perfectly. Like that is like kind of exactly what we need. What does he want for a year? Like 7 mil? If he takes that deal. If he takes that, perfect. And then I'm not going to spend any more money. So I'll see you guys come season 2. In the end, I decided not to like make any trades before the season, and I'm keeping Ketel Marte at second base. I'm looking at the team going like, it's actually not terrible. You know, like this team could be a little bit competitive. It's definitely not the best team. I don't expect it to be a playoff team, but it's okay. You know, bringing in Musgrove, I think, is a big boost to the rotation. The bullpen, it's going to be hit or miss. It's either going to be very good or really bad, or we're going to have some really good arms and some really bad arms. Like it's going to be one of those like hit or miss things. And then when you look at like our starters, we've got Walston, Gilbert maybe could help us out. Blake Jarvis, you know, the bullpen actually looks kind of sneaky with some of these arms. Like Widener could be kind of good. I think Ginkel could be good. I think Middleton could be good. Caleb could be good. Like there's actually a couple decent ones that like could be like sneaky nice. Like they could actually help us out. And then in the lineup here, we got to get him at first base. But other than that, I think that's everybody that needs to be there. I mean, Corbin Carroll is probably coming up really soon. We've got the Calzone. Alec Thomas is probably coming up soon. Armas is definitely coming up soon, as long as everything pans out well. If he can get into like the high 60s for like every contact, and then the power is in the 70s, I think we've got our first baseman moving forward. He's 22, so like he's definitely a guy I want to get up really, really quickly. And we've got Christian Robinson. Depending on how quickly he develops, he could be really good. Jordan Lawler, kind of the same situation. He's looking solid. I'll probably bump him up to AAA. Maybe even makes the bigs this year. We'll have to wait and see. But like if that's the case, like then our shortstop with Lawler, center field is either Carroll or Thomas, and then left field we got Benintendi. Right field, depending on how Conforto does, he stays there, and then we still have Carroll or Thomas as another option. And then DH, JD Martinez realistically isn't staying here more than a year, so we have a little bit of flexibility with our outfield. Buddy Kennedy is going to face lefties this year. He looks solid, so like we've got some flexibility with this lineup if things don't pan out. So let's do it. Let's see how it goes. All right, Douglas Gregory is probably the best option available. I've looked at all the different like players that are here. Like Jonathan Williamson could be pretty good. We've got Elmer Lantigua, and then when we take a look at the others, Willie Velez, and then Tom Romero. The rest of the blue chip prospects are closers, and man, I really want to take one. They're so good. They're really like, these guys are easily the best players in the draft. Like it's not even close. Like how good they are. Like Douglas Gregory doesn't really help us out because we don't necessarily need another outfielder. That's the thing. And like I don't want to get a cluster of outfielders. I guess we could move him into the infield if we really wanted to. But like, I mean, man, like this guy right here, Tommy Hernandez, easily the best player in the draft, easily going to be a 70 overall. He's going to be good. And like I told myself, no closers first round, which I kind of regret that now looking at this guy going, he is going to be unbelievable. Like he's going to be so good, but instead I'm going to take the outfielder and we're just going to have to move him to a different position. You guys are going to be upset by that, but we're doing it. I'm going to go with one of these two pitchers. I'm going to go Willie Velez. And if Bo Brown makes it into the next round, I'm picking him. One, because I like his name, and two, I think he's going to be pretty solid. So Bo Brown is still there. There we go. We got the reliever that I was looking for. I wanted at least one reliever, like one that could have decent potential. And I think Bo Brown's going to be that guy. Matt Estrada, just on looks alone, might be the guy. Ooh, Roderick Jackson looks pretty good too. I'm going to go Roderick Jackson. And if Estrada makes it to the next round, we'll take Estrada. And I don't see his name picked, so he's right there. There it is. Kurt Kellenberger. But I'm going to go with Matt Estrada. That's our last pick. I'm not worried about the 6th round. Let's see what we got going on here. Gregory, 83 potential, B potential, obviously 62 overall, no power at all, but really good contact numbers. Speed, the fielding's the big issue. He's 6'1", so realistically, like, he probably is an outfielder, like, or maybe a second baseman, maybe, you know, maybe a third baseman, but the arm's kind of weak. I don't know what to do with them. Who did we pass up on? Hernandez, right? He was a reliever, and he did get taken in the 1st round. It was like Tommy Hernandez or something like that. I'll find the name. It was Tommy Hernandez. 73 overall, 94 potential. Of course, he goes to the Rays. They always do well with pitchers, so it makes sense. And like I said, he was going to be really good. And we went with Gregory instead. Velez, our 2nd pick, 62 overall, B potential, not bad. Bo Brown, there we go, 90 potential reliever. Perfect, just what I was looking for. 67 overall for Roderick Jackson. He looks good. We got B potential for Estrada, which is awesome. And then Arellano, our last pick, was CPU picked, and it was actually pretty good. C potential, 68 overall, not bad. That's a pretty good draft. All right, we're 5.5 out of the wild card, so we're not really out of it. Division, we're definitely out by 20 games, which is insane. And we're 51 and 55, and really not out of the postseason. So I kind of want to see what we're looking like here. And realistically, we could just use like an outfielder. So maybe Thomas comes up, or Carroll, and takes over for the position. So probably, or Dominic, Carroll, Thomas, maybe Thomas. He's actually hitting a little bit better. And then Armas is doing really well. I just don't want to rush him. So let's let him develop a little bit more with those hitting stats. But like, I'm also looking at it like, I mean, they're kind of the same, right? So maybe, but we don't necessarily need a first baseman, because like Seth Beer's not doing terrible. And pitching wise, how are we doing pitching wise? Ooh, Gallen. I did extend Gallen's contract too, so that's not good to see. And the potential went down. Bumgarner. What? Okay. Let's see. Any bullpen? Maybe a bullpen arm. I think we've got some down here that we could turn to. I mean, some of these guys looks like they're doing fairly well. So like, I feel like bullpen's okay. And then like position wise, like center field's like a glaring issue. And so is shortstop. What's Lawler up to? 72? I mean, he's still not ready. And I mean, realistically, neither are the center fielders. Man, what do? Do I rush them? Just say, like, let's just pull back this season. Say we're not making the postseason. Let these young guys develop a little bit more in the farm system. And then we just start with them fresh next year. So we'll have a new center fielder. We'll have potentially a new shortstop, a new first baseman. And then, we just kind of take a step back and just regroup. Maybe just trade JD Martinez for like maybe a bullpen arm or something like that. That might be the move. I mean, that might be what we have to do. Because like, I like some of the young guys, and I obviously don't want to take away playing time from them moving forward because we put a new player in their position. Like we go out and get a brand new center fielder who's really good. Well, now we're taking time away from Carroll and Thomas. We get a brand new shortstop that takes away from Lawler. We get a brand new first baseman that takes away from Armas, and I don't want to do that. So maybe the move is let's get a couple players. I mean, right field might be an issue too, because we have Conforto, who's not going to really improve too much more, realistically. So maybe we do call up Thomas this year, see how he does, and then we'll call up Carroll next year, just because he is struggling a little bit more. And then we trade it, or we just don't trade anybody. We just call up Thomas and say, sorry, Varsho, you're getting sent down. That might just be what I do. And then where's Thomas? Here he is. We're going to add him to the 40-man. We should be good to go. Move him to the majors. What about Robinson? How's he doing in AA? Really good. So we'll call him up to AAA and see how he improves. I guess we could call up Dominic Canzone as well. I guess that probably would have been the smarter move to do, because he is a little bit older. I mean, we could put him in the DH spot and trade JD Martinez. Let's do that. Let's get something in return for JD Martinez. All right, I get Brian Abreu from the Astros. His ERA is a little high, but his whip's actually pretty good. And so it gives us a decent reliever that we have team control of for the next couple of years. I'm going to take him from the Astros. All right, so this is the lineup. I want Alek Thomas in the DH spot because I want him to be focusing on hitting, not fielding. And I think the thing is, if you put him in the DH spot, fielding goes up slower than hitting stats. I think that's the case. So I'm hoping that is the case. So that means we have Alek Thomas in the DH spot. We're gonna have Dominic the Calzone in center field. That's about it. I think that was really the only change that I had to make pitching wise. Obviously, Abreu is gonna come in and help us out. But there we go. There's the team. I'm pretty happy with it. I think we did good. Let's just finish off the year. So an improvement, 75 and 87. I think that's an improvement, right? Right? Yeah. Like what, 10 games? What was it, 75 and 87? Yeah, 10 games. That's big. Yeah, we're way out in the West. Then the wild card, 10 games out. Okay. I think we could work with that considering we were like the worst team one of the worst teams in baseball last year. League leaders, Ketel Marte, I see is up there. And I'm trying to see what else we got going on here. Bichette with doubles. Acuna, Perdomo with doubles. Really? We got like a little bit of a gem starting to form on our hands here, which could compete with Jordan Lawler at shortstop. I mean, or like a future trade piece. Yeah, whatever. Triples, Ohtani and Garcia. And then home runs went to Voit and Vladdy. Okay, awards-wise, nobody for us, sadly, but Voit MVP. Vlad is your MVP on the other side. Giolito and Bueller, Cy Young winners, batting title. Wow, big difference between first and second here. Along with this one too. I was actually looking at Ramon Urias as a potential player I was gonna pick up to play second base and then move Marte back to center. That was something I was considering, picking up Ramon Urias instead of doing what we did, which was really nothing. And then rookie of the year goes to Johan Mieses and Martin Castilla of the Nationals. Interesting move there. Okay. All right. So pitching wise, Luke Weaver. I mean, what do we got contract wise? He is a free agent. I don't know what to do with them. Like his stats don't look bad. I just don't know how much more he's going to improve, if any. And like, I feel like we've got comparable pitchers in the farm system. Wendelken was fantastic in the middle relief spot. So was Crichton. We've got Reyes, who definitely improved. You give him the innings, he's going to do well. Becomes a free agent this year. I'll definitely try to bring him back. Kalo was solid, so we'll probably pick up that 2.5 option. Middleton, and then Davinsky here. 7 blown saves, but honestly, not terrible. Zach Gallen losing potential is a big hit on us, especially after we just gave him that extension. Musgrove, not terrible. We're paying him about the same, actually, as we're paying him the same as Gallen, so I'm actually not too upset. Like, yeah, it's just losing potential and seeing him kind of regress. That was the issue with Gallen. Like this, I'm pretty happy with this. That's great to see. Corbin Martin, man, I need a little bit better from him. And then Mueller, I have a feeling was pretty high too, but he is improving. So like, I still have faith in him being a decent, like, kind of somewhere towards the bottom of the rotation, or because of his 62 stamina, he could take over for Weaver, and we could turn to one of our guys like Bryce Jarvis or Walston to take over for that role. We'll sort something out there. So what do we got going on here? So Pavin Smith again was sent down. He only had 33 at bats. It's kind of tough to judge him. Thomas, how did you do? Super limited time. What? 200 at bats? I mean, that's actually not that limited, and it wasn't great, but I still have faith. What do we got here for Walker? Very limited appearances. Really good when we only had him face lefties, so that's good to see. And Kennedy, the average is good. It's just the on-base percentage is a little low, and that's kind of what's hurting him. But I still feel like we've got a little bit of a gem here for the team. So I feel like we've got something working. Marte was unbelievable. Conforto was really good too, and it's gonna be weird to like let him walk. Maybe. Man, I don't know what to do. Benintendi a little bit underwhelming. Not gonna lie. Calzone, I mean, maybe something's there. Rojas was good. I'm okay with that. Yeah, the power numbers aren't fantastic, but on base percentage was pretty good. Seth Beer killed it. Unbelievable numbers. Like really good on base percentage and everything. And then we said with Perdomo, hits doubles. We just got to get all those other numbers up a little bit. So what do we got here for Armas? Is he ready? Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. Let's get into the offseason, see what we can do, see how we can improve this team. The Blue Jays defeat the Mets. Interesting. My pitching coach retired. Not ideal because I actually had a really good staff that I liked, like a lot. What does Conforto want for another year? 5.5. Does he fit into the team? So like obviously Carroll comes up, Conforto can stay there. Does this guy actually play first? Because if he can, that actually might help us out a little bit. I'm trying to see if I can find what positions he plays here. Let me see here. Can I get the baseball reference? What position does he play? What position does he play? What position does he play? Outfield, outfield, outfield. Played a little bit of first. Yeah, I mean, he's played one game at first this year and then played 3 games and left. So, I mean, he didn't really play a lot of first base. So, like, putting him in first base is kind of tough. But, I mean, he has played first base. That's tough. That's tough. I don't know if I can play him at first base. I don't think he really is. He's played it like 10 games out of the 300 some that he's played. So I think we can keep him in center. I think maybe we let Thomas be a late call up. Same thing with Carroll. We keep Beer at first and then keep Conforto for another year, which I know it keeps the youngsters out of the lineup, but like it's not the worst thing that we did or we can do. And then we just kind of bring in a DH again. Pitching wise, I got to figure this out. The bullpen doesn't look bad. It's just the starters are kind of letting me down here. That's kind of the big thing. So Conforto for 1 more year, or do we spend big money on bringing in an outfielder? Do we spend big on an outfielder? I think Benintendi's contract expires next year. After next year, let's see what names are available. So let's leave this as is, like not mess with anything. Let's just go spend some money. Let's see what we can do in the offseason. All right, so looking at free agency, I need an outfielder, and so like Cody Bellinger's available, and he had a really good year last year. It's just like, is he gonna do the same? He is from Arizona, so that like could be a cool little storyline to have. Holy cow, Jesse Winker. The B potential makes me worried that we're gonna see him kind of like cap here and maybe even regress a little bit. 21 mil for Winker, about Ian Happ as a cheaper option. Honestly, do I take a shot with Cody Bellinger? He's got A potential, so he's gonna go up in rating. He's from Arizona. I mean, like, I kind of feel like that storyline would be kind of cool. Like, Conforto's been great for us. Like, nothing against Conforto. Like, he was fantastic. It's just that, like, if I can get someone, like, how much does he, 578? What is that? Like, 20? He wants about 20 here. I mean, give him the player option. Like, that's a lot of money, but, like, realistically, I don't think I need a starter. I feel like our starters were like okay last year. Like the ERAs aren't great. Some of the whips on the bottom guys aren't that great either. But our bullpen was honestly pretty decent. So I think we could be okay. Like, get a really good bat in here, get another really good bat in here, and we're good to go. I think our pitching let us down a little bit last year. I think we'll be all right. I think we will. I think Bellinger might not be a bad idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we might. How's Gilbert looking? Maybe let him be a long reliever next year. So yeah, I honestly think bring in a couple bench bats, bring in Bellinger, bring in a DH, potentially bring in one of those younger guys that we have in the farm system, and I think we're okay. So let me see what we got here. What kind of DH are we looking at? Like CJ Cron potentially? Maybe 30 home runs is kind of hard to look past. Like really hard to look past. I'll find something, but I think I'm gonna wait on signing somebody for now. I think we're good. It sounds crazy that I'm like, this team is decent, but like I feel kind of comfortable with it. Like Cody Bellinger like kind of boosts up this team quite a bit. I don't hate that. I really don't. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think we take the risk and see if we get him or not. Can we do it? Alcantara gets traded to the Tigers, which is okay. That's fine. What do we got going on here? Bellinger signs. I mean, that's exactly what I was looking for. He can play right field for us. He's done it before. Or we can do this. Move him down a little bit. And now, we have Armas. Ooh, I mean, he's got really similar stats to Seth Beer. So I mean, like, there we go. That's our team. We're set. Unless we want to spend on a pitcher. But like, I mean, that team looking kind of nice. That team's looking like real nice. Yeah, I mean, why change it up? Pitching wise, I think we could use somebody. I don't think this guy's gonna be good yet. I think, man. Yeah, I let's leave it. Let's leave it. I'm happy with this team. I'll see you guys for season 3. All right, here is our team for this season. A lot of lefties I'm noticing, and that could end up being an issue. I've brought in Paul DeYoung. I've brought in DJ Stewart as backups, and they could be good. They could be bad. We'll have to wait and see. I'm liking the team that we've got right now. We obviously do have Lawler probably coming up either late this year or next year. And then Carroll, Thomas, and Christian Robinson, all great outfielders to look forward to in the future. And I think those are kind of the main guys there. Pitching wise, we've got Painter, we've got Walston, we've got Jarvis, Gilbert as well. But I think our starters, with the addition of Frankie Montas for a year. And the reason I did this for a year was this. I looked at our budget. I looked at our contracts. Mad Bum's gone. Montas would be gone. DeYoung, Kelly, Reyes, Luplo, Kayla, Wendelken. And I was looking at that going, man, we've got a lot of players that are expiring. I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure I gave it a team option on the contract, which I did. So Benintendi could be gone too. That's opening it up quite a bit of money. So we could end up getting a really, really good pitcher or position player come next year. And I think that could help us out a lot too. So I was okay with trying to compete, just pick up an extra piece this year, see if that gets us into the playoffs. So let's see if it does. Let's get through the season. All right, this draft I pulled Angels, and I drafted nothing but pitchers. And oh boy, talk about a draft. Oof. Yes, please give me more of this every time. That's a dub. That's a big dub, boss man. There we go. That's our draft. All right, I'm going to pick up Tyler Stevenson. I need a catcher. Carson Kelly's not doing it. There we go. We're getting him from the Reds, and he slots in perfectly. Also gives us another righty bat, which I feel like we definitely needed. I'm also looking at our team going, wow, we are struggling in certain areas. So, like, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with the team a little bit. Like, offensively, it's just not really panning out, which is a big disappointment. Like, I actually had high hopes for the team to kind of pop off this year offensively. Pitching wise, we're not doing terrible. But yeah, we're still around 500, and like you can kind of see some pitchers aren't doing the greatest, but they're not doing terrible. Yeah, again, I just it's missing something, and our prospects aren't developing as quickly as I was hoping. So there's that. And now I'm going, Benintendi's probably gone after this year. I'm just gonna let him, I'm gonna not pick up the option and then bring up one of our youngsters. And then I don't know what's missing, man. I feel like maybe it's just not good enough. So I'm gonna leave it there. That's the only deal I'm making. Let's see what happens to finish off the year. Exactly 500. So I mean, baby steps, right? Like that's really what we're doing. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. So league leaders, anything for us? No, we didn't get a notification. So duh. But I'm trying to see. Ketel Marte tied for doubles. Anybody else? Maybe like triples? Perdomo. Okay. Home runs. What was our most home runs on the team? It was Cody Bellinger with 30, which, okay, it's not a bad number. Awards. Gold glove. Okay. Tatis MVP, Trout MVP, Robbie Ray, Manaya. Okay, are your Cy Young winners. Madrigal and Trout are the batting title winners. Anderson and Kittredge, relievers of the year. And then Edmundo Villasmil. Looks actually pretty good. It's just C potential is going to hold him back a little bit. And then Vinny Pasquantino, had first baseman for the Royals. Looks pretty good. 31 home runs. Can't knock that at all. All right. Yeah. Pitching. Gallen improved, which is good. Got back to his normal self. Musgrove back to what I was looking for. Frankie Montas, meh. Mad Bum, not bad. I'm not going to bring him back, but not bad. Man, he just really isn't panning out, huh? Which is crazy because like his numbers are good. Like his attributes are solid. It's just like, yikes. Martin, kind of the same thing. Just not really taking off. You know, Blake Walston, kind of the same thing. Not really doing it. Wendelken, it's kind of bad this year. I mean, Abreu turned it around. He definitely is a guy that I like in our bullpen. I think he's going to be good. Kayla, the ERA is high, but the whip's in a good spot. The whip's in a good spot. The ERA's high. That's actually a really good season. Love to see that. And then Reyes was one blown save, and he wasn't the reliever of the year. Was he even in the conversation? He was not even in the conversation. How many? I mean, I see they only had 50 saves. Like, that's great. They had 50 saves, but come on. Reyes was unbelievable. Lineup wise, who was sent down? Armas. B potential? Oh, that's not good. Yeah, he kind of had a rough year. Maybe we rushed him. I still have faith in him. He's the guy. He's the guy. The Calzone got sent down. He looks to be more of like a backup for us. I was kind of hoping maybe something would have like just taken off with him and he would have been really good, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I'm trying to see if any of these guys, maybe Christian Robinson gets a chance. Where is Corbin Carroll? I mean, we might give those guys a chance too. The bench, all the young. Did I give him a 2-year deal? No, I gave him a 1-year deal. Luplo's really good versus lefties, man. We got to keep him just for that. And then Buddy Kennedy, like, he's improving. Like, he might be good. Like, he might be a guy we need to incorporate into the team. Ketel Marte, solid still. Love to see it. Benintendi, garbage. Goodbye. Josh Rojas is really good. Love to see it. Bellinger cooled off a little bit compared to last year, but I still have the faith. Seth Beer, I feel like we've kind of seen the good of Seth Beer. He's probably not going to improve too much more. Stevenson, I'm happy with. And then DJ Stewart came in, did the business. So that's probably our DH moving forward. And Perdomo's actually kind of nice. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? All right. Offseason time. Angels defeat the Brewers. Okay, what do we do from here? I don't know. Scherzer retires. Okay, so we're going to decline. Montas is gone. Reyes wants almost 8 mil. Okay, 2-year deal's good. What about a 2-year, $18 million deal? We have the money to do it, so let's do it. Bumgarner can go. DeYoung can go. Kayla. Wendell can. What does he want for a season in the bullpen? Like 3 mil? I'll take my chance. And then Luplo's been really good off the bench. I can't let him walk. He's been crazy good versus lefties. We got to keep him just for that reason. And now let's go see how much money we have to work with. All right, Corbin Martin and Jose Herrera are going to get me Josh Hader. Gets me a lefty in the bullpen and also gets me a closer, even though Alex Reyes was unbelievable last year. And we did just sign him to a $9 million deal. I'm going to put him in the setup role. And then I need Josh Hader over here. Christian can slot in right here. And now that leaves me with an open spot for a pitcher and also a long reliever who I think I'm going to go to. Ooh, who do I go to here? Tyler Gilbert makes the most sense. Like his attributes look good. Like he wasn't great in 8 innings last year. But like I'm looking at maybe Painter. Maybe Painter. It's going to be someone that we already have, which means I'm going to spend money on a starter. And I really want Max Fried. Issue with that is that leaves us with 3 lefties in the rotation, and that might actually hurt us. I know it's crazy. I know it's a lot of sim, but it might actually hurt us. So I'm thinking Bueller, which trying to compete with the Dodgers is going to be tough, but I'm just going to offer him a max deal and see if we can steal him from the Dodgers. 1, that weakens the Dodgers, but 2, that gives us, a good ace. And, I looked at the other guys. They're all around the same age. I think Fried is the one I want the most. I looked at Soroka. I looked at Peralta, like all really good options. But 1, this takes away someone from the Dodgers and makes them weaker, but it also makes us a little bit better. And then I probably could go out and get like another pitcher, like a reliever. Do I need another reliever? I do. I was actually looking to maybe get a position player. But what if we just lock it down with the pitchers? He wants like 4.6 mil. I'm gonna have to make a trade to make this possible. Oh, this is gonna be tough. Does that put us in first? It does. That also puts us over budget. So who could I trade to make a little bit of space to make this deal possible? We don't really have anybody that like I can move. Maybe Caleb here. He actually looks like he'd be decent. And that's a lefty in the bullpen. maybe Widener. I mean, that's not even really gonna do it either. So I think maybe we go. Oh wait, withdraw this, and then Luplo. I like him, but we don't necessarily need him anymore with who we have in the team. I mean, we kind of do actually. We do need that lefty killer because like we got a lot of lefties in this team. That's the issue with this squad, is a lot of lefties. But Luplo's been good, but like, is he someone that I necessarily like need? Maybe. And then maybe he takes over Seth Beer. I don't know. What do we got here? So we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's got to be the pitchers. So someone here has got to get sent down. Who? Maybe Armas, because he needs some time to develop a little bit more. Pavin Smith, but Pavin Smith looks like he's gonna mash, dude. I don't know what to do. Do we keep Luplo? Maybe put Seth Beer in the minors just for a little bit. I'm gonna leave it. Too much thinking. I gotta do it. Let's do it. Let's see what we get here. Please sign with us. Bueller goes to the Brewers. The Brewers. Okay. Who could I go for instead? I guess we could go Fried. Fried's on the table, man. Like, he's got a potential. He's gonna go up. Bieber, maybe? Can I compete with Bieber? Okay, so 8 years. Give him the player option. Does that put us in first? I don't think it's going to. I think the only way we're gonna be able to do this is if we go 10 years. Yeah, 10 years for Bieber, man. That's a lot, but I'll take my chance. The Dodgers are going after him too. I'd rather take it away. Can we do it? Come on, sign the contract, please. Please sign the contract. Please sign the contract, please. He signed. That's our off season. I'm not gonna worry about it. If Johnny Lasagna signs, great. If not, let's just keep going. All right, here we go with the team. What do we got here? Marte, Pavin Smith up there at the top. I know you're probably thinking I'm crazy, but I have faith. Offensively, we're still missing some of our guys. Jordan Lawler being the big one. We do have Douglas Gregory, who probably is gonna hit like 900, but he doesn't get in the team. We've kind of let all our prospects get into the squad, and I'm kind of happy about that. Like Corbin Carroll, he gets in the mix a little bit. The discipline is what's going to hurt him the most, so that's kind of why I went with Robinson and Thomas first, because their discipline is a little bit better than what Corbin Carroll's is, and the matchup favors them. So this is our team. I think offensively we're going to get the job done. I think pitching is what's going to carry us. Bieber, Gallen, Musgrove, Walston, Mueller. That's a little worrying, the 4-5 spot, but I think the bullpen is good enough. We were able to sign Graveman, which I thought was a good pickup. And I mean, look at this team. This is a winning squad right here. We're ranked 7th. We've got to do something special. This is the squad to do it. I know we're gonna win a World Series this year. So we won the division 97-65. I told you this was the team. I did have to shake up the pitching a little bit around the trade deadline, just because I noticed some players weren't doing well, and I noticed some players were doing really well in the farm system. So boom, we're up top on the division, or we're at the top of the division. We will be taking on the Dodgers or the Padres, which isn't really a favorable matchup for us. League leaders, Joe Musgrove for wins. We've got 2 players here, 3 players in the mix for the batting average. The top 10 batting average peoples. Hits, we've got 2, Armas and Marte. So did we find something special in Armas? We might have. Doubles, nothing. Okay. Triples, nothing. Home runs, Marte and Bellinger. Okay. I like that. What about awards? Nothing. Bummer. Huge bummer. With seasons like this, we didn't get anybody? That's disappointing. I mean, yeah, we already knew about this. But yeah, really? Not even reliever of the year? Rookie of the year? Nobody? Okay. So let's see what happened here. Okay, we got to clean this up a little bit. So Painter, I called up, and he got rocked. So I can see why they sent him down. What about relievers? Christian was really good. So who did they called up? Widener, who actually does look really good, but Christian had such a good season. Like I don't want to mess with that. And then looking at this really quickly, let me see if anybody was sent down or called up that wasn't. All right, we're good there. So pitching wise, I guess we go Jarvis here. Muller, man, he just never really panned out. And I don't know why. Like the numbers aren't bad. I just don't get it. I don't know why he didn't do well. Hader, I had to move him out of the closer role. He was struggling. He had like a 5 ERA. It was bad. So I moved him out of the role. Clearly turned things around, which is awesome. Caleb, maybe we call it Widener for Caleb. Graveman, and then Abreu was really good in this holding role, and then Reyes was another one who was struggling in the setup role. So I moved him to the closer role, and that seems to be his best role. If you get Alex Reyes, use him as a closer. That seems to be the spot where he thrives. So Eber, unbelievable. Gallen, unbelievable. Musgrove, oh yes. And then these two at the bottom of the rotation, not too bad. Not too bad. I like that. So now looking at the lineup, I did tweak this as well. Beer came up for Pavin Smith, and Beer got no at-bats the second half of the season. Robinson was a little disappointing. You know, you can see his attributes here. They're okay. You know, he's still developing. Del Castillo was our backup catcher. Luplo still killing it versus lefties. Kennedy kind of sitting around this. I think this is kind of where he's peaked, so he probably won't go up too much more. And then looking at our actual lineup, Ketel Marte seems to have peaked at like 90-ish, and you can see he just killed it this year. Career year, easy, really good numbers. Really good, easily his best year. That's what I was trying to say. Alec Thomas was actually pretty good. I'm pretty happy with those numbers for sure. Tyler Stevenson, great. Bellinger, love to see that. Corbin Carroll, honestly not terrible. I will take that for sure. DJ Stewart had to come in and he did the job. Armas potential went back up, which is great. And I mean, unbelievable numbers. Unbelievable numbers. What are we looking at here? Wow. Okay, just kind of quickly looking at attributes just to kind of see where everybody's at. So, all right, not bad. And then we've got Josh Rojas, who kind of took a step back this year. You can kind of see that, but home run numbers are pretty good. And then Perdomo also kind of took a step back, which means I'd probably bring up Lawler next year to compete with him. But overall, I'm really happy with this team. This is the team to take on the postseason. I'm feeling good about this one. All right, taking on the Padres, which I'm not gonna lie, either one of these opponents, it was just not a favorable matchup for us. And we go on to beat them, taking on the Braves now. And let's sort this out. Can we do it against the Braves? And we do, taking on the Astros. Ooh, okay. Let's go take a look at the Astros lineup really quick, just to get an idea of what we're working with here. Shea Wickham, interesting. Eric Cooper, Bregman, Tucker, Jordan, Lamont. Interesting team. Honestly, like, how did they? The bullpen looks kind of nasty. That's what I'm looking at. Their bullpen's nutty. Huh, okay. Here we go. Bieber, can we do it? Please, Jarvis, bam. Nope. Bieber keeps us alive. Game 7, let's do it. Game 7, we're gonna need our best, and we're facing a lefty, which is not ideal for us. We don't really hit lefties well. We have Luplo, but that's really about it. Like, everybody else is like kind of mediocre. We're also a very lefty heavy lineup. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's not good. Oh, there we go. Josh Rojas. And an error to keep us alive. Then Stevenson capitalizes on the mistake and gets us another run, 2-0. That's what I like to see. All right, first and second, couldn't do anything there. I mean, I don't know if 2 runs is gonna be enough. I feel like it's not. Like, that's kind of what I'm worried about. So can we do something? We're doing it. Are we doing it? They're gonna bring in another lefty. Come on, stop doing that. Double play gets him out of it. All right, so Kershaw comes in out of the bullpen, which is interesting. Double play was big there. Oh, that is massive for us. Gallen is a little bit tired. They've got a string of righties coming up, so let's go to Graveman. And he gets out of the inning, which is awesome. And now in the 9th, we're gonna go to Reyes, and he's gonna shut it down, and we're gonna win a World Series. Zach Gallen, 3 hits over 7. I probably could have kept him in, but I can't take a chance. We've got to play it smart. Love to see it. 2 runs gets the job done. Awards, MVP is your Cody Bellinger, and Armas playoff MVP, which is awesome to see. And Musgrove got roughed up a little bit in the postseason, but Gallen was good. Walston was unbelievable. Jarvis was a little shaky. Bieber was a little shaky, but the bullpen, okay, that's not great. But the bullpen was, oh man, the bullpen was nice. Bullpen was really nice. What about the offense? Marte kind of went missing. So did Thomas. Stevenson did too, but Bellinger was great. Corbin Carroll wasn't bad. DJ Stewart was meh. Wow, Nino Armas. We found a superstar there. We've basically had like one really good prospect at every single rebuild, and I love to see it. And that's where it ends with the Diamondbacks. I hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. Of course, get in the comment section. Let me know who you want to see next. That's about it. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Did you enjoy today's video? If you did, I've got another one for you right here. Boom. Right there. Check it out. It's going to be great. Recommend this one.